Welcome! Today I'm going to make a blurry bokeh background with these stencils. I hope you guys enjoy it. Using masking fluid, mask out the main flower, let that dry, and then we're going to wet our paper really good. Start off wetting the back. I'm using a hacky brush here. And turning it over and wetting the front of the paper as well. The hacky brush is a natural bristle brush and it holds a lot of water. The more you wet your paper, the longer time that you have to lay down your colors. So that's why I wet it really well. So I'm just dropping in some of the background colors. I have the reference photo up here to show you what I'm trying to mimic. I'm using a combination of cool and warm yellows, as well as some very springy light greens. I'm using a natural bristle brush. It's a squirrel hair brush, and loosely just kind of making circles with the green, kind of laying down exactly where I'm going to start putting the circles. Just trying to mimic some of the textures and colors that I see in the reference photo. So just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. All your edges are going to be very soft because the paper's wet. Now I'm using a stamper round brush that I just bought off of Amazon. Dipping it in the yellow, and while the paper's still wet, just dropping in some of these yellow bokeh dots that I see in the reference photo. I am wiping the stamp off before I go back into the paint, just so that I have a very pure yellow color. So as you can see, I'm alternating between the stamps and my brush, just mimicking the different textures that I see in the background. This is a great painting to do for the spring. That's what attracted me to doing this reference photo, is because it has all the bright, beautiful colors that start to come up this time of year. So now I'm actually picking up paint and getting in some more lighter, blurry effects with the stamp brush. Wiping off on a paper towel each time. I kind of give a little twist as well, and it helps to pick up the paint. It's a lot of fun, guys. I hope you try this out. I think doing this effect with stampers is a lot more effective than using white opaque paint to paint in bokeh. It looks a little bit more softer and realistic. So in the midground there are some very bright yellow flowers, and that's when I'm bringing in my warm yellows and dropping those colors in. The midground is still blurry, so I'm not going to worry about a lot of detail here. The center of the flowers is a combination of Quin Gold and Burnt Sienna. in the background there are bokeh lights that are very warm yellow, and so I'm trying to lay those in now. The painting is dry, so we let the whole paper dry before we put on our second layer. So this is putting down the stamps while the paper's dry. It's going to stay crisp and the edges aren't going to soften as much. I'm just sort of experimenting here. I've used stamps before and stencils actually to pick up color to do bokeh lights and other projects, but this is the first time I've used these little round stamps, and I've been experimenting with them. Using a script liner brush, I'm adding in the stem of the flower, of the main flower. A round 8 brush, I'm adding in a little bit of detail to that middle ground with the cluster of flowers. Taking off my masking fluid on that main flower. Starting with my lightest yellows. We're just painting in the petals here. Going around the flower again with some darker yellows. Using the same Quin Gold for the center, and I'm just sort of stippling a fent the middle of the flower there. putting in the shadows. Now I'm picking up some of the color to brighten up the leaves and getting the highlights on that middle flower. This is our foreground flower, so it has to stand out among the others. So to pick up paint, you're just basically wetting your brush, and you need a stiff, flat brush, and you're going over the color that you want to lift up and just dabbing the extra paint off on a piece of tissue. You can also dab the paper itself, like I did. You see that makes our flower more three-dimensional. Alright, so now when I took a step back, I didn't like how prominent the bokeh lights were in the background. So if you want to soften something, the best thing to do is just go over the whole area with some water. Using my hacky brush that holds a lot of water, I'm just going over the background again. Okay, and that will diffuse the colors and soften those circles more. Final touches, adding in a little bit more to the middle of that flower so it pops out. And we are done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.